guys, thank you so much for joining us on an episode of Inspired. Today I'm here with Mika, myself, and Sasha.
Hello.
I have my phone because I have ADHD and I have noticed that we ramble, or I ramble, in these episodes. So now we have just key points that I want to make sure that I am sharing with you guys. But today's topic is basically what we have learned through, because we've had this podcast now going for about a year. So I just wanted to touch base on some things that maybe some other people might find helpful. And yeah, if you guys have thought about starting a podcast, hire a studio to do all your editing.
Yes, it's so nice.
That way you can just show up and talk, and then they do all of that work for you. So that is probably the first thing I would say, and I would recommend. We use the video podcast studio here in Las Vegas. So if you guys have not checked them out, you definitely need to. So like I said, we come in, they set these beautiful lights up that you guys see, they record, they edit, they do all the fun stuff. Sasha.
Well, that's what makes it fun, is that they get to do all that stuff.
I know. Do you guys really like doing that stuff?
100%. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 100%. They're like, that's why we work here. No,
I don't know. Like, even when I just try to take like videos, like I've been trying to do like self-care videos and like trying to teach people how to like make the stuff that I make, and I have to get the lighting just right.
It's
a lot. It
Yeah.
takes like an extra 30 minutes to do that.
Yeah.
Like,
You're a whole production. I got Sasha in there holding the light, and I'm like underneath the person holding the light, hiding the shadow.
Yeah.
I got my phone. We can't breathe. Got the macro lens on close.
I'm shaking. I'm like, I just had an energy drink.
It's a whole ass thing. But we've come a long way.
Yes.
So first I wanted to just talk a little bit about the organization of it all, because Lord knows everybody needs help in that department. So you guys probably hear us talk a lot about Trello, but not only Trello, we also use Buzzsprout.
Yep.
So which one should we start with first?
Let's do Buzzsprout, because that's how you schedule it.
Okay.
Or, yeah.
Yeah, Trello's kind of like just a idea catch. I guess it kind of... I use Trello just to set up like the flow of the podcast.
Like
so
basically
it'll say like at the top, it'll say like the date and time, and then I'll list like who's going to be on the podcast, what their time's scheduled for, what topics we're doing. That's pretty much all that goes in Trello on we do descriptions and stuff. But then from there, then we drop that information into Buzzsprout. If you guys don't know, Sasha, you want to tell them what Buzzsprout is?
Yeah. Well, to go back a little bit, Trello is like a project management type of app that you use, and we use that for everything in our lives. So it just really helps organize our thoughts and just the layout of everything. Buzzsprout, pretty much we upload the video or the audio to Buzzsprout, and it posts it to all the major platforms. So Apple, Spotify, I don't think Google is it anymore.
No, they took that one off.
Yeah, basically just, wherever you listen to your podcast is where it'll post it to. And then we go into YouTube and we schedule those out as well. Yeah. Those you have to do manually yourself.
Yeah, so basically, just the different platforms. Do you know why? Like, how come, you probably don't know the answer to this. I've always wondered why, like, it doesn't just automatically, why can't we schedule to YouTube?
I don't know. I don't know if it's like...
okay, let me take that back. Why can we not have Buzzsprout scheduled to YouTube for us? 'Cause I feel like we're doing it twice, right?
Well,
so we type out our descriptions, we do our titles and everything, and then Buzzsprout's cool and it shoots it out to everywhere except for YouTube. So YouTube is another process. Then you have to type out your descriptions and schedule it and do your title and do your tags, do all that type of stuff, and then that one's that's like a whole second process to the first process you just did.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is that Buzzsprout is more like MP4 and like the audio side, and then YouTube is
like the video side.
Yeah, and they maybe just haven't catched up to YouTube yet, or who knows, YouTube's a huge giant. They probably don't want to work with anybody. They probably want you on their app, so they don't use third-party stuff. But and then we schedule the emails too on Kajabi. That's the platform we use for our website. So we have to schedule those out. And then we make graphics for those, and then we make YouTube graphics, and then we also make podcast covers. So it's like in
case you guys didn't know all the stuff that goes into this, putting the podcast out there on.
It takes so much work just to even do graphics. Like yesterday, I was doing like my Cyber Week, and I felt bad. Like I just spent all day doing that, and my son's like, "Mommy, are you almost done?"
You're like, "I wish I was."
So because I was doing all the podcast stuff myself, so everything we just said out loud, I was originally doing myself, and I was like, okay. And so I was like, how do we divide these tasks that I'm not doing this all day long? So now Sasha does it all day long. every day for some reason I had to do it.
Yeah.
So it pulled me, which I don't mind actually. I like to keep my hands in the like in things because otherwise I feel like we'll forget like how to do stuff. So everything that Sasha does for the most part, I'm right behind her and I can do it. You know, it might be a little slower. I see her over there putting graphics in, and I'm like, I'm like, are you sure that's right? Is that the right size? What's happening? But she does it so fast. But I'm like, I do know the steps to like to get it done, right? So I'm sitting there and I am bitching. I had not done this podcast for a few months.
Yeah,
I hadn't been in there, and I'm like, what the F? I'm like, literally, I was working on it from, I'm not kidding you. So all those little areas, like writing the descriptions, coming up with the titles, you know, and I re-listened to the episodes because I like to put a personal touch on it to explain what the episode was about. And so I'm sitting there, it's like 10 a.m. to like 5 p.m. And I've just been sitting at this computer all day long. And I'm like, what in the world? And I think what was holding me up was because the episodes were taking so long that I think the internet was acting up that day. So it was like taking so long for the stuff to upload. Yeah. And I was like, this really just took me a whole ass day. Now, you know, I got 3 out of the 4 episodes done. But by the end of it, I was like, oh my gosh, Sasha, you've been doing this for a few months now.
Well, when I know the batch is coming up, I'll schedule a day where I'm like, okay, I need to get this done by this day so I can make sure I have a full day. Because most of the time, if we have anywhere from 5 to 6 episodes, I'm going into the next day doing it. Yeah. It's just time consuming, unfortunately, but
what's crazy though is like it seems so seamless. The way you guys make it seem like it doesn't really take that much effort, which I know like
you're like, I know it does.
Being an entrepreneur, like it always takes a lot of effort, and it just like once the final product gets out there, it seems like
it was great. They just put this description on this little graphic. That's it.
Yeah, no, we're good. No.
And then when you say that you need to get more organized, I'm like, I think you're pretty organized.
That's because my brain tells me otherwise. I am a constant walker. I'm walking around constantly and like, idea. Okay, where do I put them? And then I'm like, just throw them all there. And then I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what just happened.
Oh, it's so funny.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, my next thing I wanted to just discuss real quick is I need to stop saying that. I'm sorry, guys. It's my first time using key points. Is like, how did we come up with the schedule? Right. It's like, we did some research and. Then what do we do? Did you just pick Wednesday? I don't even remember.
No, I think you did most of the research and you came up with that Wednesdays are the best day to post podcast. Yeah. So mixed with the best time to send an email and the best day, I think we kind of just came down to Wednesdays. Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Anywhere between 9 and 10 are usually pretty good times.
I wonder why that is. It's just because like it's in the middle of the week, I guess.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I just recently did some research, just because we obviously have some of this stuff's coming out like more towards like the new year, and it was saying like beginning of the week also is a good time to like post about things because people are starting their week. They feel refreshed basically, so that's a good time to do it too. Generally, not so much on the weekends. From what they were saying, is just because people are, you know, it's like family time. People are busy. They're out doing stuff. They're not really looking at emails so much. So. Yeah. But I think I'm like, you can say that, but I think it changes. And I think it just constantly is like.
Yeah. Well, that information we found is just from doing basic research. It always comes down to like your audience and your business and when they open emails. So you'll figure that out too along the way.
So another thing that's like been kind of like up and coming more, I mean, not really up and coming so much anymore, but is AI. Do we use AI?
Oh, yes. But even then, because you have to type to AI to tell what AI to write, and then you're sitting here writing a big old paragraph. But for some reason, so we use AI to write our descriptions. And we've gotten really good at it. It sounds like it's
AI, us. One that I just used recently for some marketing that we were doing for like the holidays. Yeah. Let me see if I can find it really quick. I won't say, okay, because I might have used some competitors' names. I said, base this information off of so-and-so's marketing campaign. Like, perfect. So let me see if I can even find it real quick without actually taking too long.
But yeah, so even just making the descriptions, because we have to tell AI what to write. And it just helps us format our thoughts when we tell AI to do it. Because
AI kind of like puts a little bit of like a finesse on it too. Like definitely. I've noticed like my booking system also uses AI and I have to go in there and write all the descriptions for everything. Yeah. And if you just write something super basic, then AI can just kind of
just add that little love to it. Yeah.
Instead of you having to like think of like how to say it, it kind of does take a little pressure off of you. Yeah. So you just kind of type in the basics. Exactly. And then it adds in all the rest.
It's
but
so nice.
I think it depends on the AI system, because I've tried a couple different ones.
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Coming in hot.
Yeah, that's the one I only use usually, and it does the job for us, So,
of course,
I mean, I don't know. I would never stop using it. I like AI for that reason. AI and other things, I don't know. But it's kind of scary.
But I was going to pull it up. I'm like, I can't find it right now. But it was literally, I'm not kidding you. It was the way I had the way I had written this question to AI was, it was like 4 paragraphs long.
Yeah.
I was like, I want it to sound like this. I want you to go this person's and this person's website, and I want you to get their marketing and do that, but reverse it for what Miss Amber Red would do. And it was intense.
Yeah.
Like, I was even telling Victor, I was like, you got to look at this thing I just had AI do, and it broke it down. Like, even our VIP sequence, like that thing. Remember how that thing was overwhelming me so much? Dropped that. I don't know why did it take me 3 months to drop that shit into AI? Yeah. So I was like, okay, we have this whole thing, but then it was good because I had my ideas on that massive in-depth one that was making me feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And when I put those ideas and I combined it with what the AI one was, it just took it to another level.
Perfect,
and I was like, oh shit, there's my balance. Like I put the two together.
Yeah, and the AI thing's cool too, because once it learns you a little bit, it's like you don't have to be so descriptive. Like, I realized that it's a little bit less time consuming the more I use it. At first, it was like, okay, make it sound like Miss Amber Red, but don't be too cheesy. Don't be too this, but still be down, like down to earth, and use her lingo, and and just certain ways I write things. I realize it's learned me, so it makes it a little bit easier now.
Yeah. And we use it, so we use AI, not to get off topic, but we use it for like blogs and stuff too.
Yeah,
like
so
we'll have, Sasha will do like a batch of blogs. Hopefully we don't have any coming up that I have to read through soon.
Yeah. I did that last week. It's time. Unfortunately, it's time.
So she gets these blogs, cranked out, and then I have to go through and read these things. And I'm like, okay, it definitely sounds like AI.
Yeah.
But it's good, like, because it does, like Michaela was saying, like, it does do, like, it makes it more fancy. I'm like, oh shit, I could have never said that way. Like that sounds really good. But then it'll say like semi-permanent cosmetic tattooing. I'm like, what shit is semi-permanent about cosmetic tattooing? I wish I could go in there and tell it not to say certain things.
Yeah.
Like, I could in my description, I'm sure, but like just have prompts like don't call this, like don't call this, because that's mainly what I'm adjusting. I'm not really usually changing much else. And it doesn't know much about needles and stuff, but
yeah, I even try to fix some things before it gets to you, but even, you're in that world. It's not me. So I'm like, this needs Amber's eyes.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's where the personal touch comes in. You can only get so good with AI, right?
And I like it too, because it's like, I'm not an English major. So when I'm formatting a blog, like, I don't know, like, put this a bullet point, but make this a sentence, or write it this way, or do it like that. And I feel like it just makes it look more professional for us. And basically we do blogs to help with our SEO, so we don't need it to be too crazy. Yeah. I mean, our blog page supposedly does the best. It's the best performing page on the website, which is great. I didn't know people still read things, but yeah, we do a lot of things in there, and people seem to like it. So
I think it depends on what it is, like what people will actually read.
Yeah.
If they like you and they're already engaged by you, then I think that they'll actually sit there and they'll read stuff.
It's a good thing I'm sitting down and changing those semi-permanent words.
Yeah, no, it's important.
Like, has April lost her damn mind? I'm like, no, it was AI, sorry.
Yeah, no, yeah.
So with the direction and with the podcast, and now that we've been doing it for a year, what, you didn't know I was going to ask this. What direction do you see? I know we have a whiteboard inside the studio where we kind of jot down ideas.
Yeah.
What direction do you see the podcast going? Because I'm about to turn it upside down.
Like,
I'm about to change this shit up big time.
Okay, so like what?
But what do you see? Because I don't want to tell you my ideas. What do you?
I see us going viral and getting 1 million followers on TikTok and in our podcast and all that. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not kidding about that. But
we take that universe.
Yeah. So like as far as like new stuff that I want to see from us, definitely more collaborations with bigger names, quote quote. People.
It's so scary though.
I know.
It's so scary bringing those people on. I have 2 scheduled and I'm scared.
Yeah, I know. Like we were talking today from different industries, not necessarily just permanent makeup.
Yep.
So we could bring in, more of an audience. I would like us to have a little bit more value in our podcast episodes. We talked about that. Like, especially if you're a permanent makeup artist listening to us. I know sometimes you're here for education. So we definitely are going to start incorporating more like educational episodes.
Ooh, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, there's going to be cool. Yeah, I think that's kind of the main things that I see changing for it next year.
Some things I think is I don't know why this morning I woke up and I was like outside influence. I don't know where the hell that goes or where it belongs, but I find most of my inspiration comes from, like, I never look at what people in our industry are doing. So being a permanent makeup artist, okay, cool. But like this is going to sound crazy, but a lot of time I watch people that are like car videos. I watch how they film the videos, how they're editing the videos, a lot of travel influence, so I think people need to open their eyes and look what's outside of our industry. So I really enjoy like the universe talk, the self-motivation stuff, any entrepreneur stuff, business stuff. So I'm going to bring on Key. Oh, that was a strong I'm going to. That was a strong I'm going to. Okay.
And the universe listens to you.
The universe does listen. So we do have two very big, they're just entrepreneurs. They're motivational speakers that are coming on right after the beginning of the new year that are already locked in. So more of that stuff. And then, just hoping that I don't want to say inspires, but it does. Like, hopefully that brings like a fresh look and an inspiration to, if you are a permanent makeup, hopefully it helps, see things from a different point of view, because I think everybody's kind of doing the same thing. It's kind of getting stale. And I think it would be very beneficial to see what other people in other industries are doing and how we can relate that to our industry. Yeah. And then, monetizing. Victor's always throwing that in my face. I don't know what the hell that means.
Oh, like ads and things like that in there?
Yep. Yeah. So I need a tech guy. Victor, you're up. I know you're in the other room listening. Probably.
Well, Kajabi does stuff like that. So if we eventually want to move over to, because Kajabi could be our Buzzsprout, and they'll monetize it for us in there.
Oh, so that stuff's going to take Amber sitting down and really focusing. Anything that you would like to see on the podcast, Michaela?
Well, so far, even just working with you, I've learned a lot, like just being an entrepreneur. So I think that would be great to like include like little tips for other entrepreneurs, because even if they're not a permanent makeup artist, like even kind of beside the industry, because even though like aesthetics is completely separate, it's still kind of like side by side, because I notice a lot of estheticians end up wanting to do permanent makeup, and then vice versa. I've seen a lot of people that want to do like aesthetics and all of that who are already in permanent makeup. So I do feel like they'll help entrepreneurs in general, because a lot of people like, they may be really good at what they do, really good artists, but as far as the business aspect, like, it's a lot. It's really overwhelming, and it was definitely nice to kind of, like, I already knew a little bit, like, when I came to work for you, but then definitely, like, you just kind of add a couple little things in there.
And every week I'm like, Michaela! Yeah. Michaela! And she's like, God, Amber. I'm like, well, she's still here, and she's still listening. I'm like, Michaela, come on!
I don't know, I'm pretty, honestly, I love that, because I feel like that means you care.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
So,
the second I stop doing it, then you gotta worry about it.
No, so
I'm like,
I want to, like, actually change and grow, and I think that's really important as an entrepreneur. You can't take it, like, you can't take it personally, because then if you take it personally, then that kind of like stops your growth.
I agree.
And it just like, you have to kind of like take a really like honest look at yourself and like, okay, hey, this isn't working. Maybe I do need to change things. And like, if you're telling me like, hey, Michaela, like you need to do this more, and I'm like, okay, I really do need to do that more. And just being humble enough to do that so you can progress. Because if you're doing it all on your own, like sometimes like you don't have someone actually like telling you the honest truth of what you need to change.
For sure.
And that's also what's different too, like with the permanent makeup, because I feel a lot of times people just do like the online courses, or even if you do like an apprenticeship, they'll just show you like for the first couple days, and then you're just kind of on your own, where I feel like with you, you're just more hands-on. So I mean, getting yelled at is a good thing.
Getting yelled at. Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh.
Because then it sticks in your head, and you're like, okay, I wouldn't have known that I'm doing
Michaela,
this wrong.
don't you dare put that machine on my dirty ass tray again. The third time, she was like, oh, okay, I got it. I'm like,
that's so funny. Everything you just said, though, was like really good advice, because that's good to know that like you still have room to grow and learn. A lot of people don't think that, and that's why they get stagnant. Is that the word?
I need somebody to do that to me. Like, who's going to be that? Because I agree with what she says. Yeah. Like, I need somebody to be in my face. Like, nobody.
You want a drill sergeant? We can drill.
Yes, because it's like, it's hard. I think that, well, and then Trevin, he did this, he did a meet and greet thing and, like, brought in other entrepreneurs. But, like, hearing people, like, you're like, one, you're not alone. Everybody's going through the same shit.
Yeah.
Two, you know, the struggles are fucking real, but the wins are fucking awesome too. But also, like, okay, being the idea person and being the person that's driving the fucking direction of things 24/7 and not have anybody like in your head, I don't know if I'm making the right decision. I don't know if I'm doing, you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm really good at making quick decisions. That's all I know. But I don't, you know, sometimes I'm like, is it the right one? I don't know. Was that the right one? And I look back, was it? Well, God is here. I guess it's okay. But it's good to hear other perspectives because if you don't, like she said, I feel like that, and that might be part of my like feeling unmotivated. Like I need somebody to like you're starting to do it though, which is amazing because she's starting to come on my ass. I'm like, actually, I think we need to do this, this, and this. And then I'm like, told Victor, I was like, I don't know if I like it or not. You know, because it's like I'm a very interesting personality. And then I'm like, actually, no, like I do. I need that in my face because otherwise then I'm just stagnant, you know, and I need motivation too, guys, and inspiration. So
yeah, I know. That's fair.
That's why we need a team to do it for each other.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think like I'm part of like another women's group, like of other entrepreneurial type women, and they have like accountability partners. I think that'd be kind of cool if like we did that like for the studio.
Oh yeah.
Where we kind of like switch off and then like tell each other like what we want to change like about our business and what we want to actually do.
It's actually
I
really
like that. I was like, hold on,
Yeah.
it's like motivating because we were like talking like how do we get back in the groove of things of just being like all motivated and together again.
Well, and especially if you have an accountability partner, like you can't just slack on it because they're like, oh, hey, why didn't you do this? Like you said you were going to do this by the end of the month. Why isn't it done?
You know,
well,
to be honest,
all the time, I'm like, give me dates, Sasha. Give me a date. I'm not gonna let that date go by. Like
Adrian's like that.
Adrian is like that.
And like she's very good at being like boom,
I
boom,
love
boom.
Adrian for that reason.
Yeah.
I mean,
she's stepping up hardcore starting in the new year, so she's gonna be very much so like on the apprentices, making things are done, make sure you guys are drawing, make sure you guys are, so get ready for that.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, hopefully
we're getting a little off topic, but start rambling.
running out of time here on this one, but hopefully you guys found I'm over here. Hopefully you guys found that episode to be helpful, and yeah, if you guys want to give us some ideas, want to give us some feedback as to what you would like to see on a future episode, then let us know in the comments, and don't forget to
like, comment, share, and subscribe.
bye guys.
Bye.